We're always casual. We can be like this.
There you go. Hey now.
You know?
Sports Center with Jay and Dan, presented by Tim Hortons. On this, your holiday weekend, for much of the country, it is Family Day. So I hope you're getting a chance to spend some time with your family. We will entertain you for the next hour. We've got NBA All-Star action to talk about. Marcus Stroman with some interesting words about the Jays front office. But first, we begin with hockey.
That's right. The Montreal Canadiens completing a 3-game road trip in Florida. So far, the trip, not so good. 0-2 to this point. And it's been just over a year since the Stoneman Douglas High School shooting in Florida. The Panthers honoring the victims of the tragedy. Both teams standing with family members of those who lost their lives. The Panthers rink is only 20 minutes from the school. 4 minutes in, Panthers power play. Alexander Barkov in front. Slides it past Antti Niemi, Barkov's 20th. Niemi, haven't seen him in a while, making his first start in 2 weeks. And little rusty. Dennis Malgin shot beats him. The Habs winless in their last 3. They're down 2-0 early. Just over a minute later, Thomas Tatar steals, feeds Max Domi, and gets it past James Reimer. His 18th cuts the lead to 1. 53 seconds after that. Frank Vatrano's shot takes a deflection, and oh boy, that's in. Niemi, you're done. Gives up 3 goals and 9 shots. Carey Price, who faced Tampa Saturday into the game just 14 minutes in on a night he thought he was getting off. 3-2 Florida in the second. Domi controls the puck. Redirects the pass for a second of the game. Domi, a new career high with his 19th goal of the season. Late in the second, Barkov. He did between the legs and beats Price. Goal of the year candidate. 4-3 Cats. In the third, Panthers double up on the Habs as Montreal goes 0-3 on their road trip.
I think I've been trying to do that move like 17 times in my career, and first time it worked, so I'm happy and was in good spot. It just happened like last second, and I mean, I was thinking about doing something, going back to forehand, but then I just realized maybe I should try that, and it worked.
I actually fell down going to the net, so I didn't really see it going in, but watching the replay, it doesn't really surprise you. He does stuff like that all the time.
Who had the best reaction to your goal afterward, the game day?
It's always, no matter what happens, it's Yandel.
What did he say?
He didn't say anything, just his reaction, and yeah, he's the best.
No matter what happens, it's Yandel. That should be a slogan for a Keith Yandel sitcom. The NBA All-Star game went Sunday night, but Raptor fans are still trying to interpret Saturday's comments from Kawhi Leonard about Toronto. And here they are. It's a great biddy. It's a great city. There's lots to do. It's a great biddy. It's just been cold. I mean, he's not wrong, but when it comes to future with the Raptors, what does it mean? What does it mean? LeBron and D-Wade reunited for the last time because D-Wade's about to retire. Kawhi Leonard making his 3rd All-Star appearance. Raptor teammate Kyle Lowry making his 5th. They're on opposite teams. Steph Curry, pregame.
All right, I'm done for the rest of the night. I need a nap.
Doesn't dunk a lot. Kevin Durant, Joel Embiid. So Joel Embiid is having fun with trash talk. Kevin Durant genuinely seems like he's taking the All-Star game seriously, which makes me think that Kevin Durant really needs to find his chill. Dirk Nowitzki checks in at 40 years old, 14th All-Star appearance.
Thanks to guys like Larry Bird, yourself, and others for showing his hand.
Nowitzki,
Dirk went 3 for 3 from deep. Second quarter, Paul George. That's nice. This is nicer.
Here's Curry with a high bounce pass.
the play of the first half. Giannis, by the way, had a game-high 38 points. But you knew LeBron and Wade would find each other a couple of times before this was over. Team LeBron had to come back in the second half. So it's LeBron upstairs to Wade, and then Wade off the glass for LeBron. Wade said his only goal was to throw LeBron one lob. Steph Curry in the fourth. Oh, the fancy hook off the glass. 3 minutes left. Team LeBron's up 8. Kyrie lobs it to LeBron. LeBron had 19. Team LeBron ends on a 30-11 run to win it. The overhits. Durant's MVP. Here's LeBron on getting to play with Wade one more time.
It meant everything. You know, obviously, like I've been saying the last couple of days, it's been a bittersweet moment for me with him. You know, the bitter part is obviously this is our last time being on the same floor together and playing the game that we love so much. And, you know, obviously all the memories that we have both as competitors, both as teammates.
I was in the coach's locker room, and Bron asked if the team could go out and watch the J. Cole concert. And I said, listen, I'll let you guys go watch the concert if you promise to get your ass back in transition.
Kevin Durant, as I mentioned, is your All-Star Game MVP. It's a second career MVP award. James Harden, by the way, after going on a historic scoring run throughout the season, had just 12 points on 4 of 13 shooting. And to talk about the All-Star Game, Jack Armstrong and Leo Routens join us now from Charlotte. That means, Dan, it's time for our newest segment here on SportsCenter with Jay and Dan.
Little ditty about Jack and
Leo. That's right. It's a little ditty about Jack and Leo, and there they are, arm in arm. So excited. There's ladders everywhere. Guys, watch out.
It's not about Jack and Diane?
No, that's right. It's about Jack and Leo.
Wow.
That's right, my friends.
I like it.
Guys, Steph Curry, Giannis Antetokounmpo combined for the highlight of the night. The bounce pass to the dunk. How impressive was that from the Greek Freak?
I loved it. I mean, you know, and the spontaneity of it was absolutely remarkable, Leo.
Hey, I tell you what, when you watch it in slow motion, too, I think it was Kevin Durant was getting back on D. He thought he was going to intercept it, and that ball just bounced right over his head, and there's Antetokounmpo throwing it down. I thought it was spectacular.
Just watching it again, it mesmerizes me. Guys, probably the last time we're going to see Dirk and D. Wade appear in the All-Star game. How was the send-off?
I'll tell you what, that's one of the things that impressed me the most. Jack and I were talking about it. You get all these young studs, right, coming into the league, making their name. Every one of them honored Dirk and Dwayne Wade and their presence in this All-Star game. They were enjoying the moment for them. And I think that's special for all these young guys to appreciate that.
And I think for them, I think it's their legacy. They look and they feel very comfortable that leaving the NBA, that they're leaving the NBA in a good place. A lot of guys that are professional, they care about the game, they do it right, and I thought it was a wonderful moment tonight.
Hey, Jacko, hats off to Adam Silver for making that happen.
No, I agree. I think it was a first-class move, and quite frankly, when we have older players at the end of their career, at the level these guys were, it should be the same thing.
And then, guys, the NBA scraps the East-West format. They go with the 2 captains. You have the draft. Did you like the new format?
I'm okay with it. Obviously, LeBron is definitely recruiting. Let's just say that. And if you looked at the national anthem tonight, the 5 guys standing right next to him were all free agents. So he's working quite hard at it.
I like it. I think it's more interesting for the fans. You know, one of the players made a comment that make it like a real pickup game. So it's not just those 2 guys picking a team, but everybody there in a room. And it's like, hey, all right, I got you. Oh, dude, wait a minute, you know. So there actually some interaction on the whole draft. I think that would make it really TV worthy.
We just got to eliminate the refs. That would make it even more fun.
Yeah.
That's actually a great idea. Guys, I love the spirit of brotherhood with which you did this interview. I love the fact that you guys are having so much fun on the road together. Go out there, have a whiskey, maybe a red wine, and have a great night, fellas.
You know, Leo's held me up many a night, so this is very...
We're used to this position.
This is very similar right here.
Couple of good guys. The St. Louis Blues fired their coach. Mike Yeo earlier this season. Craig Berube took over as an interim coach, and I'm going to go out on a limb here and say I'm pretty sure the job is now his for good, as the Blues are the hottest team in the NHL, having won 9 straight. Berube now in the Jack Adams discussion, and yes, a coach that took over a team has won Coach of the Year before, 3 times before, actually. And one of those people, Ken Hitchcock, with the Blues. St. Louis against Minnesota. Vladimir Tarasenko on a career-high 11-game point streak, 10 goals, 9 assists during that stretch. 5 minutes in, Blues on the power play. Ryan O'Reilly finds a wide-open Tarasenko, scores Tarasenko's 26th. Wild head coach Bruce Boudreau not very pleased with his team's penalty killing.
The PK has been a problem for you guys since the All-Star break. Is there any trend that you're seeing that you need to see stop here today?
Well, yeah, don't take penalties. I mean, we haven't been very good, and we work on it every day.
Less than a minute to go on the first. Blues on another power play. Tarasenko finds O'Reilly. His 22nd of the year. Tarasenko's assist gives him 5 straight multi-game point games. 2-0 St. Louis in the second. Tarasenko into the boards, left leg. Bends awkwardly. He was slow to get up, but remained in the game. As a Wild power play comes to an end, Blues 2-on-1. Braden Shen's pass goes off Nick Sealer and in. 4-0 St. Louis. Jordan Binnington has won 7 starts in a row. That ties a franchise rookie record. The pride of Richmond Hill, Ontario. Late in the second, Wild power play. Ryan Suter denied by Binnington. One of his 31 saves, his 2nd straight shutout, his 4th of the year. He's only made 14 starts. St. Louis wins a franchise-tying 10th straight. You know, the Blues haven't allowed a goal in over 187 minutes, dating back to Tuesday's win over the Devils. And Binnington, one of just 7 goalies with 4 shutouts in his first 14 career starts in NHL history.
All Scott Niedermayer did was win, starting in junior with the Memorial Cup, then a World Junior title, World Hockey Championship, 2 Olympic gold medals, a World Cup, 4 Stanley Cups, a Norris Trophy, and a Conn Smythe. Prior to the game against the Capitals, the Ducks retired Scott Niedermayer's number 27. Niedermayer was Anaheim's captain for the franchise's only cup win in 2007. He becomes the 3rd Duck to have his jersey lifted to the rafters, joining Teemu Selanne and Paul Kariya. I mean, what a player. Speaking of great players, Ovi, 1 goal shy of his 10th 40-goal season. Ovi, 40 goals in a season for the 10th time in his career. More on that in a moment. More on that in a moment. The trademark one-timer. We're going to the second. It's now 2-1 Anaheim. John Carlson through Ovechkin's screen and in. Ovi close to getting a stick on it, but Carlson gets credit for his 9th. Despite Ovi's efforts to sell it as his own goal. 2-2 after 2 third period. Ducks are back up 3-2. Cam Fowler took Corey Perry of Peterborough, Ontario. First goal since March of last year. Has been injured so much. That guy, Fowler, career assist number 205, passing Niedermayer for the franchise record by defenseman. I mentioned Ovi and that I would talk about this 40-goal thing again. He joins Gretzky, Marcel Dion, and Mario Lemieux as the only players in NHL history with 10 or more 40-goal seasons. He is on pace to reach 50 for the 8th time in his career. Steven Stamkos and Ilya Kovalchuk are the only other active players with more than 1 career 40-goal campaign.
Rangers and Pens. Pittsburgh's dropped 9 of their last 14. Entering Sunday, they're outside the playoff picture. The Pens haven't missed the postseason since Sidney Crosby's rookie season. 2-1 Pens in the second. Crosby to Brian Dumoulin, his first goal in 44 games. Crosby's 2nd assist of the game. He's got points in 5 straight. 26 seconds later, Casey DeSmith. This is a great save. Gets across, puck on the goal line. Matt Zuccarello pokes it in before Dumoulin can clear it. Zuccarello's second of the game. It's tied at 3 after 40. Third period. Crosby to Chris Letang. Letang walks in and gets his second of the game. The fourth goal by a Penguins defenseman in this game. Last time that happened, 1990. A few minutes later, Phil Kessel behind the net, gives to Evgeny Malkin, and scores his 17th. Malkin coming off a 2-goal performance Saturday against the Flames. Malkin, the spinorama, and then backhand rifle. 5 points in 2 games since returning from his suspension. And that was actually the winner as the Pens win 6-5. The Great American Race went Sunday, opening race of the NASCAR season. Beautiful day in Daytona for it. And first question about any Daytona 500, as always, did the big one happen? Yes. Yes, it did. The race's Grand Marshal, J.J. Watt.
J.J. Watt.
Drivers, start your engines!
Okay, let's see. 10 to go. Restart coming out of a caution. And here's the big one. 18 cars in total. Lap 190 brings out the red flag. The stoppage lasted just over 20 minutes as they had to clean up that mess. When the red flag was finally lifted, 6 laps remained. Before a lap was finished, another one. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. tries to take the middle lane, no room. That wreck takes out 8 more cars, an 11th caution. Lap 198.
I was going to say, I didn't
back
see the
under
advantage
green
until that just happened right there. Now 3 wide, 2 rows back, 3 rows back. Oh, Boyer gets turned. Looked to me like he came up just a little bit too early on McDowell.
Oh, my gosh. And William Byron's luck runs out.
Get through that one.
What memo did we not get?
A third crash in the final 10 laps brought out another red flag, the second one. So the 500 goes to overtime. Danny Hamlin driving the Joe Gibbs Racing number 11 car,
He had a big
and in the lead.
To try to make a move on his teammate, Denny Hamlin.
Hamlin off turn number 4. No, side-by-side battle to the finish. This time, Denny Hamlin wins his second Daytona 500 and wins it for Coach Gibbs in Toyota.
His first victory in 47 races while driving the number 11 car. J.D. Gibbs' favorite number. That's Joe Gibbs' son, who passed away last week. Gibbs Racing Group finished 1, 2, 3. They got to make a movie about Joe Gibbs' life.
Yeah, isn't it amazing? Win a couple of Super Bowls as an NFL head coach, and then you own an auto racing team that is massively successful. By the way, our walkover clock there was sponsored by Dan O'Toole's School of Tobogganing. Dan, you suffered a major tobogganing injury.
Yeah, I think I broke a rib or something around the rib cage is gibbled.
And for anyone who's gibbled their ribs, they know there's really nothing you can do. It's just rest.
So I sent the text in. I thought producer Tim would be like, okay, stay at home, rest up. He's like, didn't care.
No one will work with me, so I'm sorry, Dan. Dan, according to TSN hockey insider Darren Dreger, unless there's a last-minute change, the Sens do plan on trading Matt Duchene before the February 25th deadline. Mark Stone's future in the nation's capital, well, that will also be determined early this week. Stone was at a practice facility in Chicago Sunday afternoon, but did not practice with the team ahead of Monday night's game against Chicago. Hockey insider Pierre LeBrun believes the Blue Jackets and Predators among the many teams that have inquired about Matt Duchene.
You know what we are talking about all the time?
Yeah, baby.
Roll up the rim. Back till April 17th.
Go out on family day, get the family a bunch of coffees.
Yeah.
If the kids are 8, 9 years old, they can start drinking coffee.
And then get them a box of Timbits and you go back to bed.
All right, the 8, 9-year-olds, give them hot chocolate. You have a 1 in 6 chance of winning. Let's roll through them here. So many prizes, 40 Jeep Compasses, lots of $5,000 prepaid CIBC credit cards.
Yeah.
Millions of coffee and food prizes.
I was on a roll last week. I had 2 wins last week. Didn't get over.
You were on a roll. Please play again. Don't worry, 1 in 6 means you're going to win a lot. RollUpTheRimToWin.com or search the hashtag RollUpTheRim when we return.
I'd love to win a bike.
Dan will attempt to win a bike when we return at SportsCenter with Jay and Dan on Family Day. It's something to aspire to.
Hey, it's time for the Jane Dan mailbag.
Sasquatch asks, why do I always overeat cheesy pasta? Dan?
I don't know where you get this cheesy pasta, so I can't comment on why he would overeat it.
I think I understand. It's like when you have nachos.
Oh.
Jen, can we see this shot of nachos? Like, it's when you have nachos, right? They look so good. But sometimes you just overindulge because there's so many good things on there. And that's maybe the same with this cheesy pasta problem.
The keto nachos, those look good. When you get to the end, they're soggy. What's your spirit animal and why?
For me, Dan, it's Sam the Eagle from the Muppets. Can we see that again, Dan? Or Tim? Can you see Sam the Eagle? Yeah, that's me. People always tell me I look like this guy.
Yeah. Mine is a dingo, because they're sneaky.
Oh, okay. I thought because maybe you've been eating babies.
No. I once had a dog that had part dingo in him.
Really?
Yeah.
Did it come from Australia or something? I thought they were only in Australia or something.
It was a tale someone told us, I'm sure.
Okay.
Well, this dog, part dingo.
Yeah.
What? We'll take him.
That's right. Your dad was like, amazing. What a deal. A foreign dog. Coming up. With the best of the best competing in the All-Star game, the best of the worst in the world of sports is coming up at the Jannies. Jannies the very best and worst from Sunday. And this, perhaps the goal of the year in the National Hockey League. Come on. Incredible. Scored a hat trick in this one. Barkov, the captain of your Florida Panthers, a team no one in Miami cares about.
Sounded like the voice of Sports Page was on that call.
They've already done their stop.
Corey LaJoie made headlines this week when his sponsor, Old Spice, used his face as the wrap for his car, and then 20th lap, a flat tire ruins the front right panel of his car, wrecking his face.
Corey LaJoie's team had a lot of fun putting his face on that Mustang.
I guess that is using your face.
Oh, yeah.
Here's Curry with a high bounce.
Yeah. Giannis, look at the height here from Giannis. His head was right at the rim.
This Yevgeny Malkin goal is awesome. Spinorama, top shelf with the backhand.
Yeah, that was nice.
What a goal! Evgeny Malkin.
Unreal. A lot of goals scored that one.
Villanova, St. John's, Justin Simon. I love the more than half-court heave off the glass.
Daytona 500. I requested one of these for our walkover on the show because of my broken ribs. Producer Tim would not provide it.
Looks like that couple's having a pretty good time in the back of that pickup.
Smoking some darts.
Having a dart, maybe some cookies. That's a nice afternoon.
You bring the darts? Yep. Cookies? Got them.
Perfect. That's an afternoon for us. LeBron D. Wade.
This is the AAF, Atlanta and San Diego.
Gets away from Barnes.
No look pass. No, 2 hands.
What is that?
How many teams are in this league? What are the names of the teams?
I'm just waiting for it to fold, Dan. I'm just waiting for it to fold. Because it will.
It's the AF league, AAF.
It will fold.
Yeah.
It's the worst play of the day. We were just talking to the Metal Queen about Ozzy. She's been listening to a lot of Ozzy. So Alex Pietrangelo breaks his stick, goes back to the bench for a replacement. 15 seconds later, new stick, breaks as well. Pietrangelo, find a couple of better twigs, bud.
I love the night, Florida. You know who it is.
One last night. Taking out the ball.
Alex Barkov.
Barkov in there.
Who let the dogs out? Rough.
Producer Tim wants to add what Dan just said to our You Blew It segment.
Okay, you blew it, point out our errors. You said Joe Gibbs has only won 2 Super Bowls. He's won 3. Wow. I forgot I had more information to give regarding the Hurricanes T-shirt sales. During the mailbag segment, you asked me to throw to your spirit animal instead of Tim. And there are 8 teams in the AAF. The Arizona Hotshots, San Antonio Commanders, San Diego Fleet, Salt Lake Stallions, Orlando Apollos, Birmingham Iron, Memphis Express, and the Atlanta Legends.
So have those sound like former CFL American teams.
I know. As Hound Dog said, he wished the Barracudas were there.
Yeah, Birmingham.
They hit like a pussy willow, and the fluff from it